What it is, focus your homeboy first. Back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. I'm so happy to be here with y'all for episode 233 of Put It On Something. And this is the first episode of football season. You understand? So you know we're about to do this damn thing right. You feel me? We're about to do this thing right. And I appreciate all of y'all who have stayed down with me through my hiatuses, through everything I was going through. We're trying to save my mama's life, with my mama passing away, and everything in between. I appreciate y'all for being down with me. But your homeboy first is here, and I'm going to hold you down. You feel me? So let's goddamn get to it, because the illustrious Jackson State University started the year off with a dub. It's dubs in the chat, okay? Pulling off a 28-14 victory over Hampton. You feel me? And with that being said, I think that it is only right. It is only proper. God damn it, it is only fitting that I strike up the mother fucking band. Let's go! Shout out to the one and only Sonic Boom of the South, the summa cum laude of bands. You understand me? Shout out to them. Y'all know, usually we only listen to the whole thing for championships. You feel me? You know, big shit. You know what I'm talking about? But given that we are the reigning HBCU national champions and won our first game, my first time being able to be back in the vet since 2023. You know, I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to celebrate a little more. You know, it was bittersweet me being at the game, given the fact that my presence there meant that my mother is no longer with us. Uh, and that's tough. That's extremely tough. But I know my mother would want me to work. And see, me coming to the game is business and pleasure. You feel me? Because I'm taking notes during the game, meeting real ones, and getting footage and everything like that. So it's business and pleasure. So my mother would want me to work. My mother loved Jackson State. Being there with my wife was amazing. My mother would love for me to, do nice things with my wife. So that's the sweet side. But Lord knows I miss my mom. Long live my mother. You feel me? But let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. These are first 5 takeaways from Jack State game versus Hampton. Okay. Number one, offense looked shaky. Okay, offense looked shaky. I know the score says 28-14. Okay, but this queen I met in section 106, Miss Page, I said I was gonna quote her. You feel me? She said the score don't look like what we've been through. God damn it, that's right. You know what I'm saying? And that hit me because that shit applies to life. Because I don't look like what the fuck I've been through. You understand me? I do not look like what I've been through in my life. And I thank God for that. You feel me? And that score does not show what we went through in that game. You feel me? So it was shaky, particularly offensively, which leads me to this. And this is my first takeaway. I'm not sure about TC not calling the plays. I'm not sure about that. I'm not saying he should just go right back to calling play. I ain't saying that. Okay, I'm just saying I'm not sure. It was the first game, though. Some of the miscues, some of the penalties may have been first game jitters. You feel me? College football doesn't get a preseason to kind of work out some of these kinks and shit like that. So some of that could have been just because it's the first game. All right. What's really making me say this is coupling two things. Our success last year, we won the Black National Championship last year with Coach calling the plays. And so you would think he would want to just replicate that going forward, given the fact that it worked. You feel me? And then that offensive showing, particularly in the passing game, because we put up stupid numbers on the ground. We went over 270 some goddamn yards on the ground, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check here, y'all. Okay. Yeah. We they got us listed at 283 on ESPN, but I thought somebody had said 270. We ran the fuck out the ball. Let me put it like that. Okay. 32 attempts, 283 yards, what they got down on ESPN. I take that. It was through the air. We didn't look too good. And I know a lot of people putting that on Jacoby. Okay. But from a play calling standpoint, I do think that Coach TC did take over play calling late on that fourth quarter. From what I heard in the post-game presser, he said something to the effect that he told the guys, follow my lead, and then they went out there and executed what he called. So I would love to see. I'm taping this on Sunday morning, y'all. So I would love to see what he says in the weekly presser and everything like that. But that's what I took from him, that he started calling plays down the stretch and led to those 2 scoring drives. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give Coach and his staff and Jacoby and Morgan some grace. I've been telling y'all to visit KingMcNeil.com for the longest now, but y'all thought it was a game. Check this out. I told you, if you a D9 member, they got you. Take a look at the inventory. Y'all see everybody is represented right here. And they got something new for y'all too. They got a collegiate collection. Let's check this out. Now, some of these haven't been stocked yet, but they do have the license for all of these institutions that you see right here. All right. And if you're wondering why Jackson State University isn't listed, don't blame King McNeil. They've applied. But let's check out what they got over there for A&M. Let's just see. Come on, dog. If you got somebody in your life who's a real one over there down with A&M, you might well go ahead and buy something for them. Look at that. Ain't that hard? That's hard right there. That's hard right there. And they got this kind of stuff either right now for all those institutions I just showed you, or they got it on the way. So shop with the King McNeil collection. And as I always say, just tell them first sent you. Which leads me to my takeaway number 2. I think we all need to give them some goddamn grace. Okay? They just won the Black National Championship less than a calendar year ago. Okay? They just gave us what we wanted less than a calendar year ago. So again, going back to my first takeaway, I'm just saying I'm not sure. I ain't calling for it or none of that shit because this man had a winning record in his first season when the roster was completely decimated with all that turnover from Prime and everything like that. And then we won the Black National Championship in his second goddamn year. Okay? So that's why any kind of criticism, I'm just gonna have to be somewhat not as forceful, maybe, with it, because they are proven winners. TC Taylor is a proven winner. Coach Quinn on the defensive coordinator, he's a proven winner. The staff is proven. And Jacobian Morgan, y'all, is proven. He has proven that he can be the quarterback of an HBCU national championship team. Now, has he proven that he can go out there and throw it around the yard like Shador used to do and some of the other legendary quarterbacks, Casey and Robert Ken and all these guys? Has he shown that he can just do that? No, but does he have to? Does he have to? Have you seen our running back room? Huh? I know Herb gone. I know y'all know I love Herb. You know what I'm talking about? I'm the motherfucker that told y'all, give Mr. Mulligan the damn ball. But I ain't got no problem being a run first team. No problem. I prefer that shit. I prefer that. So does Jacobian have to go out here and put up video game numbers like Mr. Andrew Biden did this past game for Alabama State? No, he doesn't have to do that. Just don't fuck it up. Be steady. Make the throws that you absolutely have to make. And we won by 2 touchdowns. You feel me? In the first game, with the first game jitters, with TC not calling the plays for damn near the whole game, with new pieces offensively, with Travis Terrell getting banged up, with an offensive lineman getting hurt. Big White got hurt during that game. Come on, man. Give these folks some grace, man. Give them some grace that they know what the fuck they doing. Let's see again, and those of y'all who have continuously fucked with me, y'all know I used to be a coach, but I have to keep saying that because I always get new viewers. You feel me? So I used to be a coach at the high school level. Okay, and I'm gonna speak on this experience that I had. I've been a head coach and an assistant coach for basketball and track. Okay, I've been head and assistant for both of those sports, and we won championships. I won district championships in both sports as a head coach, and I won 2 state championships as an assistant coach at Belma Jackson High School in basketball. Okay, and I want to speak on that experience. So we were coming off of 3 straight championships as a program. Okay. 2013, 2014, and 2015. 3 straight. All right. And I was a part of that third one. Going into that next year, we had lost 4 of our 5 starters. Okay. And that last starter that we had was a brother by the name of Nick Weatherspoon. He was he had previously been a starter, but he hadn't been the team leader. He didn't have to be the leading scorer. You know what I'm talking about? So even though he was a previous starter, he still was a rookie to that role. So we had basically a team full of rookies to their roles. And long story short, despite Nick's immense talent, no, he was a 4-star prospect. Some publications said 5-star. He went on to play at Mississippi State. With all his talent, we still lost in the semifinals in the state tournament by 2 points. The team we played against ran a boxing one on his ass. Then his little brother made some threes in the first half. They went to a triangle and 2 on both of those boards. They held Nick to 6 points, and we still only lost by 2 points. Okay. After that loss, you would have thought our coaching staff didn't know shit about basketball. We were getting drugged. Motherfuckers were saying we couldn't coach. I just had my father figure, one of my coaches. I had to set him straight on some shit just a few weeks ago, but still criticizing us about losing that goddamn game. Saying some shit that was not true. Because they were not in that locker room. They were not on that sideline. They did not know what the fuck was going on. But we were not given grace despite winning 3 straight championships the year prior to that. We weren't. And that's part of the game. We took it on the chin. And then next year we beat that team. And we went on to win the championship. With pretty much the same players. You feel me? Now, when we won the championship again, it was, well, see, then we knew, okay, some of this love is fake. Y'all was just talking about it like a dog last year. Y'all ain't give us no great. Y'all didn't accept it. Hey, maybe they know what the fuck they doing. So when the love came back, we kind of knew, you know, to be measured in how we reacted to that love. Don't make that goddamn mistake. Tiger Nation, don't make that mistake. Okay? When it comes to TC and his staff, or even when it comes to Jacobian. Okay? Give them some grace. All right? They won the Black National Championship. We just won by 2 goddamn scores. And again, like Ms. Page said, the score don't show what we went through. Okay? True enough. But we got it done. Okay? Let's trust that they're going to right the ship, correct things. Hell, if TC needs to take them reins back, we saw during that game, again, from what I heard in that post-game presser, he can be the overseer, and then if he sees shit going left, he'll take them goddamn reins and make them calls if need be. Okay? So let's give them some grace and trust that shit gonna work out. Okay? That's 2. Number 3, I alluded to this already. We were damn good on the ground. Okay? Damn good on the ground. Dare I say this? Mr. Miller, you got one more goddamn good performance. One more before I'm going to put this on a goddamn statement to you. Give Mr. Miller the damn ball. I might have to pass that thing on to you, brother. Okay, it started with Mr. Wilkerson now. Okay, shout out to Savion Wilkerson. He passed it towards the Herb Mulligan. Will Herb be passing it to you, sir? I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. But you run that bitch hard, young man. You run it hard. Shit. What they got you down for? 172 or something like that? Yeah, they got you down for 10 carries, 172 yards. Okay. 2 tubs, a long of 76. Okay. And Travis, they got him down for 2 carries. So no, he didn't get hurt on his first touch. But something was wrong with his foot down there. I'm at the game, so ain't like I'm watching it, I can get the report. I don't know if it was an ankle or foot or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? But I can see them boys being a little thunder and lightning situation. Mr. Davenport. I like Mr. Davenport. That's a big ass kid. Okay, I like what I saw from him. We got a running back room. We do. I like what I saw from Jacobian on the ground with his carries. You feel me? Let's do that. Let's keep that shit going. Run the goddamn ball. Throw that bitch when it's appropriate. We threw the ball downfield a few times for some jump ball situations. Jump balls didn't go right for us. You know what I'm saying? Finally, not on that explosive where Miller got loose. I'm talking about the methodical drive that we had. We were doing some short passes and shit like that, and complementing that with the run and everything like that. Hey, let's just play like that. Run the ball, play great defense, play great special teams. They get the fuck up out of there with the dub. You feel me? So shout out to the big O-line, them Cadillac Escalade boys. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Mr. Miller. You feel me? That's 3. Number 4. Defense, y'all was solid as fuck. Solid as fuck. Y'all gave up 2 scores, but the score really doesn't show how dominant y'all were. Y'all really were. All right, because one of those scores came on an explosive. I know Coach Quinn. Shout out to Coach Quinn. Thank you for coming on the show. Coach Quinn gonna be on y'all ass because he say he can't stand them goddamn explosives. No coach can, but that's something that I know he's telling y'all about. He talks about it all the fucking time. His presser, he talked about it right on here, put it on something. So, and that was a weird one too. Like that first score came off a goddamn like a 4th down play where they were in their own territory. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think they were really finna go for that shit. I thought they were just trying to draw us off sides. And I wonder if some of our guys thought that as well. And maybe they weren't really ready. Maybe they were just trying to be disciplined and not jump off sides. And so when they snapped that ball, they weren't anticipating that. But maybe Hampton came up in their game like, look, we facing Jackson State. We came all the way down here to Jackson. Fuck it. We finna go for this. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe they been watching Quarterback. The Netflix doc, maybe they watched about Jared Goff and them and how their head coach for the Lions, he going for it all the goddamn time. You feel me? So I don't know. Maybe they were on that. And young man broke contain, which I know Coach Quinn gonna be pissed about that. And they got loose for a score. The second score came immediately after an egregious call by the refs. Egregious. Now, I know TC mad at y'all by the 10 penalties. Coach, it was really 9. It was really 9. Now, you might be able to reduce it from that, but it was really 9 because that call that preceded Hampton's second touchdown, that pass interference, that was offensive pass interference. I could see it plain as day. Their receiver grabbed our guy by the damn jersey. And the referee that was over there on that left side should have been able to see that. Because if I can see it from the stands, he should have been able to see it from the field. Okay? And I don't know if our youngins were pissed about that, shook up about that. or what and lost sight of their assignment or whatever the case was, unless I'm mistaken, that they immediately, excuse me, the subsequent play, they scored on a crossing route or something like that. But other than that, we were stellar. We had like a goal line stand, I remember. Mr. Ivory was dominant, so that was great. You feel me? Um, Great pick by Kamari Rogers. And shout out to his pops, Coach Rogers, man. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you again for coming on the show. Coach Rogers played for Jack State, coach for Jack State, current head coach at Holmes County Central High School. Y'all know I love Holmes County. I got my PhD in people up there in Holmes County. You feel me? But what Coach Rogers and his football program has done for Jack State. Again, with him playing for Jack State, coaching Jack State, his son now playing for Jack State, his players out of his program, Big White is a Holmes County kid, Jeremiah Williams is a Holmes County kid, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he's sending them. And I know he's a proud man, you know what I'm talking about? But early in the game, I had told my wife, well, I said it out loud. My little boo thing was right there with me. Shout out to my little boo thing. You know what I'm talking about. I said, throw it at one so I can see him get a pick. And later on, I don't know if they were just necessarily throwing that one, but one went and got that bitch. Ball Hawkins. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to that young king. And that was a big play because prior to Kamari getting that pick, Coach Quinn had called a hell of a blitz that we should have got home on, and our kid just whiffed on the tackle. You feel me? And they were able to, kind of get a big play out of that, But that pick was big, and overall the defense was big for us today. Also, the special teams was good. That young man was footing that ball, the punter. He was footing that bitch. Kick return game was good for the most part. You know what I'm talking about? Had some penalties, bring some shit back. One time out, I would have to see the replay where they talking about the young king did illegal participation. Like his helmet came off and he was supposed to start with. It's true, okay. They trying to guard against the concussions and stuff like that. I would need to see if that boy kept participating though. You know how these motherfucking refs are. Refs, y'all got to tighten up. I don't want to just say it's swag refs. I don't want to do that because we gonna say swag refs inferior. Motherfuckers be trying to act like swag football just inferior. And we just saw you had one of these swag refs that made it to the goddamn league. Remember that dude would talk to Shador? And he said he reffed the Orange Blossom Classic, I think, or something when Shador was playing. So I ain't just gonna put on y'all being swag refs. But you better tighten the fuck up. Tighten up. Shit. And I'd be remiss, okay, before I move on, to not mention that our best defender didn't even play. He was in street clothes. You feel me? Mr. Williams? He was in street clothes. All right. And based on what TC said in the post-game presser, like he could have played, but you're just trying to, hold him out to be cautious, basically. So overall, defense was good. And number 5. Sonic Boom of the South. I just want to speak on y'all real quick. Okay. Y'all are sensational. I marvel at your discipline. I marvel at your excellence. Y'all so goddamn disciplined. I know y'all were hotter than a motherfucker in them goddamn jumpsuits. I know y'all were hot. You did your job. Okay. See, I got great seats in section 106. Shout out to section 106. Shout out to the football girl. Shout out to all the real ones down there in section 106. Shout out to my brother PT, Pretty Thaddeus, I call him. You feel me? Wasn't able to sit in my seats last year. But I'm there with the family now. Section 106. And from section 106, I was able to hear the boom in a way I've never heard the boom. See, when I was little and I used to come to the game, we went to Horseshoe. Okay. And then in 23, think I was sitting on the visitor side. Yeah. And then one of the game, maybe the all-court game, me and my wife sat up on the home side. But being down there and being able to hear the boom right there blowing at you, blowing. Exceptional. Marvelous. They were playing them hits by Diana Ross, one of my mama's favorites. You feel me? Y'all were up there serenading the first family. You know what I'm talking about? Me and my little boot thing were being serenaded by the boom. You feel me? Y'all are amazing. I'm very proud of y'all young people. I really am. Y'all deserve all the acclaim that you get. You really do. You bust your motherfucking asses, and you are exceptional musicians. I hope to work with y'all one day. You feel me? But that's my 5 takeaways from JSU versus Hampton. Put it on something. I appreciate you watching. I think you'll enjoy these other videos too. So check them out now.